Hey there everyone, this is Michael Dougal, your trusted real estate resource, and the major question on everybody's mind about real estate is, will Q2 show improvements, or should we expect more negative headlines about the real estate market? Here we're seeing discussion around a potential recession, and I'm going to share with you insights, data, and my market predictions from being in the field every single day. And if you are considering buying or selling, make sure to call me. And if you're a real estate agent looking for a great brokerage, make sure to reach out to me to learn more about what our brokerage can offer you as an agent. And we're now several weeks into Q2, and while some people believe that the market would see improvements, most of us expected the market to be fairly stable, and that's exactly what's happened so far this month. And our team is preparing a lot of homes to come on the market, but we're also aware of the fact that listings are going to have competition. Currently, the Greater Toronto Area has about 23,000 active listings, and this is 88% higher than the same point last year. And this is the major talking point, and it's interesting because a lot of homeowners have been waiting for a specific home on their street to sell in order for them to list their property, but while they've been patiently waiting, they've seen even more homes come up for sale, and they're continuing to question, when is the best time to sell my home? And if these homeowners decided to list their property about a year ago, they likely would have sold for a better price, and they would have sold in less time, because right now we're seeing about 20% of homes sell each month. So if you list your property, you can expect that you have a 20% chance of selling in this market, unfortunately, and that's because of the fact that the active inventory is as high as it is right now. And leading into April 16th, when the Bank of Canada was going to announce whether or not they were changing the interest rates, we had all expected to see the rates come down. As per this article here, they mentioned the Bank of Canada must cut rates deeper to save the real estate market. And the Bank of Canada surprised us by making no change to the interest rates at all. And in a press conference thereafterwards, they mentioned that they didn't cut the rates because they're waiting to find out more information about the US tariffs, and they're going to wait and see and adjust the rates accordingly. As shown in this visual here, we can see that this is the first time in a long time that we haven't seen an interest rate decrease. Before that, we saw several interest rate decreases in a consistent fashion. They were 25 basis points, and more recently we saw rate cuts of 50 basis points, and it seemed that the Bank of Canada was doing that because of the US tariff threat and because of the risk of maybe a minor recession or higher unemployment rate. And so this really surprised us, because looking at the real estate sector, we saw the slowest March in over 20 years, representing just about 5,100 transactions. However, I can share with you that the market, it's not as bad as some people are making it to be, and it's also not as good as some people are making it to be, because there are some listings that are occasionally sold above their asking price. There certainly are buyers in the marketplace, as well as first-time buyers, but we're seeing very interesting buyer activity. It's like one week they'll call us and ask us to see a bunch of properties, and then the next week they've seemed to change their mind, and then maybe they'll pop up again in a few months because of the fact that they're being educated by the news. Their friends may be discouraging them to buy a property in this volatile economy, and unfortunately the news will continue to be negative because that's what is going to attract attention, and this may turn off buyers during the process. So if you are a buyer in the marketplace today, it's really important that you familiarize yourself with the data, with the numbers, see if it makes financial sense for you. Of course, look at your mortgage payments. If you are planning to buy an investment property such as a condo, you may want to consider looking at the potential rent that you can get now, because the rental price has actually gone down from the same point last year. As for this TD article here, they predicted that the average price wouldn't increase until 2026. So that's maybe something you should take into consideration if you are going to choose to sell your home. And one of the biggest surprises for me personally is that the average price really hasn't come down too significantly. It's down 2 to 3% across various property styles in the Greater Toronto Area. And what we've seen in the past is that when active listings go up, the average price does come down. But now there's an enormous amount of active listings, yet the average price really hasn't changed. And that tells us that the sellers in today's marketplace are being very patient. See, in the previous market, if their listing was up for 30 days, they would start blaming their agent. They would wonder why their listing isn't selling. But in today's market, they're waiting 60, 90, even 120 days for them to make a price correction on their home. And that makes it very interesting to be a part of these negotiations, because the buyers are making offers thinking, you should take my offer because you're never going to get another one. And the sellers on the other side are thinking, no problem, we can wait, we're in no hurry to sell. It would also be very interesting if you could share your thoughts about our real estate market and your predictions in the comment section below. I've of course shared mine as usual. And if you are considering buying or selling, make sure to call me. And if you're a real estate agent looking to learn more about our fantastic brokerage with eXp Realty, make sure to reach out to me. Click subscribe. Thank you for your support, and I look forward to seeing you next time.